Welcome to 600 Seconds, Mr. Sark. It's not a race. I ask you questions, you answer them. If you take the entire thing to say one, it's all good. What's your favorite movie of all time since you're into films?
Predator 1. Yeah.
You always quoted that. Now that I remember, you say Predator 1, I could have answered that, I think. What's your favorite line from there?
Dude, there's so many favorite lines from there. I like, I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
You got time to duck. Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick. Dude, there's so many.
Oh, man. All right, if you weren't doing what you're doing right now, what do you think your job would be? Like if gaming never happened?
Dude, I'd probably be working as like a producer at some TV show that I hated.
Yeah?
Probably be like HGTV.
You don't like HGTV?
I mean, I like watching it for like 15 minutes.
Okay, well, my wife has that on 24/7. Chip and Joanna Gaines is like her thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, no.
She's into decorating and shit. Like it's on.
Again,
nonstop.
I don't mind watching it every now and then, but imagine that's your gig. Like you got to go and, dude, that just sounds so boring to me.
Yeah.
You know, it would be good a producer on House Hunters. Dude, those dudes don't do shit. That show is trash, but you get to travel the world. House Hunters International.
Yeah. Or
fucking awesome.
Millionaire Island.
It's like, dude, get a cameraman, get a drone, go record the shit, and then go fucking party in Milan for the rest of the time.
God, that would be a dope-ass job.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Who is the funniest person that you know?
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's just
dude.
naturally
effortless.
funny?
Yeah, he makes it look effortless, but I recognize the sweat and blood that goes into it. I've been over to his house because we used to play D&D together, and I went over to his house.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, and he had his little study out in a garage, like a separate garage from his house, and in there it was like just wall to wall books, magazines, newspapers, and it was just he's just ingesting information because that is where the ability to access that quickly is where like comedy I feel like comes from.
Yeah.
To make connections fast and then to express yourself in a way that is fun, you know.
What makes it the clever joke, right? Like being able to
That's why you see guys like Ricky Gervais and all them. They say stuff and it's so funny how they can say something totally mundane.
Yeah. I started doing something that Ricky did on his on Humanity, on Humanity, where he tried to make a joke, but he didn't make the joke, but he made the joke happen. Yeah. So he said, I was telling my wife that I was going to do this joke, and then he does the joke. He's like, but I'm not going to do it. Right, but he did it. So I started doing that with Jude. You know, like any single time any single time I'm arguing with her, I'd be like, look, I could say blah, 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 and just piss her off. Right. But I'm not going to fucking say it because I respect you and I love you and that. And she just fucking loses her shit.
That's like so that twist is like one tool, imagine, that he's put in his belt. Mm-hmm. But those dudes have just utility belts full of shit, different ways to do that kind of shit.
Which is why it's like one of the toughest like things to do. Putting yourself out there is just like one of the most vulnerable things that you can do as a human being. Yeah. Because making a speech and telling your story is one thing, but forcing yourself to entertain somebody for an hour-long set has got to take like the biggest, not only, you know, balls and courage, but also like the cleverness that has to be able to remember it, the delivery, the timing. Like, oh my God. It's people interrupting, yelling, laughing, like you have to pause and then, oh man, it's crazy. What is the most funniest moment you've had, like your kid, for example, the funniest Atlas has ever made you laugh, and what was it?
Oh man, let's see. I think early on, he makes me laugh all the time, but early on he had said, I asked him, I was putting him to bed and I asked him what he was going to dream about. Because and I'll tell him like, oh, maybe I'll meet you. Like, you tell me and then I'll dream about the same thing and maybe we'll meet, right? And he goes, he was real little. He goes, tonight I'm gonna dream about peen. And I'm like, and I'm trying not to laugh because like you're a dad. As soon as you laugh at it, you cement it.
Yeah, and
It's
then
a thing.
he's like, I shouldn't say stuff like that.
Or he's like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'm gonna do, and so I'm like, and I'm trying not to, and he's like a long break, and I'm like fucking fighting it, and then he goes, flying peen, and I'm like. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, he couldn't mean dick, right? It just must be a funny word. And I go, what do you mean flying peen? And he just grabs his junk. And I'm like, dude, he's gonna dream about flying. So he was on his own that night. I'm not meeting him in that dream. Jesus. Flying peen, and to this day, he's been on a peen. He's on the peen scene, dude, for like 2 years.
That's his thing.
Yeah. Just last night, he stood up in the bath. He's not circumcised because I think that's
it's his choice.
Terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's my choice, but whatever. And he stood up. He was doing this weird squat in the tub, and then he stands up and he looks like he's doing some weird shit. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he turns around and he's got his like foreskin stretched out, and he's like, "My peen's full of water." He's made like this little. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm so proud of you. You're my boy.
You are my boy. Oh man, how do you?
Fun, dude. I love it.
I have a girl. You just got a girl too.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you noticed that you've changed in the way that is there any part of your brain that says I got to raise her differently than the way that I'm actually being with like him or the freedoms that
No. I think she's hilarious too. She's got all her own stuff. She's picked up the peen thing from him and run with it. She calls him Peen Boy, but she does it in this weird accent. I'm gonna play you a clip right now, an audio clip. 600 seconds. We gotta go fast. Hold on.
No. In the meantime,
Yep.
Do you make yourself laugh ever? Like in your head?
I do, and that seems so arrogant, but I'll be sitting by myself, and then I'll just be like, it's something I thought about.
Oh man, I do that shit a lot. Like most of the time, like I imagine having conversations with people. More often than not is like I'm having a conversation with my brother, and then he says something funny, and then I just like add on. Like I'll see a situation, and my sidekick in my head is my brother because he's just like fucking hilarious. And then that's when I'll just like completely lose it because I go so fucking dark sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just like I shouldn't be thinking.
So here's the clip. I'll just play the audio to my mic. This is Aurora.
Pin boy.
This is she's telling Atlas to come back.
Boy.
Say it again.
Come back here, Pin boy.
Who's Peen Boy?
Me. Him.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. She calls him Peen Boy like he's some kind of like superhero sidekick. Come back here, Peen Boy. I don't know. I don't know where she gets that weird accent.
Oh man! All right. So you say that you would have another kid, but
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah, pregnancy with Aurora was pretty rough. Katie was like sick. You know, you get morning sickness for a bit.
Yeah.
She was sick the whole time. So, I think we're done.
Yeah, well, it's damaging. Like my mom gave like all her nutrients to my brother, and now she has to take like potassium pills. To,
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a big boy, my brother. So it makes
Another
it
funny dude, by the way.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's really, really funny. Sometimes I like try to push him to be funnier because he does like all the basic shit, and I'm like, you gotta be clever. Like you gotta be more clever.
He's got it in there.
Yeah. Oh man, it's one of those things. What's the craziest thing you ever done for love?
Moved back to San Diego. I met Katie in a forbidden love situation on the mission, and we didn't do anything about it. But I was like, I'm gonna pursue this chick.
So you met her as were you preaching to her, telling her to?
No, she was like a Mormon family who, and I
her
was
too?
serving. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd see her at church, and I'd be like, damn, I want to get on that shit. But you can't, dude. Jesus is watching.
Yeah.
So afterwards, I came, like, as soon as I got home, I headed back to San Diego. She's like, with all the other people that I'd, the social network I'd sort of formed in San Diego, she was like the main drive behind that. So,
do you have a song in your iPhone that you don't have an iPhone? I just noticed. It's okay.
No.
Do you have a song in there that if you
I'm
play it out
technically
loud?
savvy, so I don't need that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I don't need to be coddled.
You're a hipster. I get it. I can tell by your glasses and your button up.
Dude, I dressed up for this shit. I haven't worn jeans in months, dude.
What's your uniform at home?
Oh, dude, sweats or basketball shorts.
Yeah.
And then just like piece of shit shirts that don't show pit stains. Any black shirt.
Thank you so much for stopping to the 600 seconds, man. I appreciate you more than you know.
It was fun, dude. It was fun.
Thank you.